All right, hi. Recently I said that it was the end of the Psychonauts 2 Lost levels, but hey, there's more. There's always more Psychonauts 2. One of the levels that we ended up working on for a long time is actually the first level of the game, Dr. Loboto's Mind. And we had sort of left it for a little while, but there was a point where Ryan went in and created a block out of what the level could be like. And it ended up being a very different version of the level than the one that we showed at E3 and ended up shipping in the game. I don't know how much of that's going to be represented here. I've just kind of loaded up at a random checkpoint inside the Psychonauts 2 development history, and we're going to see what we can see. So in here we have an office room that's sort of similar to the beginning of the game. And you'd come into here, and you're still going to be chasing Dr. Loboto somehow. But I believe that in this version, we're going to see a giant version of Dr. Loboto. Right, so you're looking for him. He's hiding somewhere. So we need to get up over here. So we're kind of like, we're looking for him in his mind. And if I recall, there's actually going to be a really cool relative gravity hallway coming up. Ooh, missed that jump. So I have no one here to join me for this today, but yeah, here we go. I hope this does what I'm thinking it's going to do. Yeah, look at that. Little twisty hall. All right, so we got Dr. Loboto there, so we're gonna kind of head after him. So in here, you'd be kind of like platforming through some things. We've got some floating teeth. Oh, these beautiful white box teeth. Ooh, so that was probably a little relative gravity flip. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we've got this, the dental thing. It's getting like more and more sort of like tooth horror stuff. Come in here. This is fun. Ooh. Do. Whoa! Okay, so the path gets broken by a tooth. We land here in the middle, and we are climbing up this weird carousel of teeth. Whoa, okay. All right, so we got all the Psychonauts are kind of like floating around us. Oh, that was probably meant to be a scripted moment. And so this is a tutorial for Psyblast, and we actually ended up doing this with the uvula, right? So you needed to shoot both of the things in order to keep the thing open, and this would allow you to get into this door space, which is sort of like a bunch of different like relative gravity spaces, and we've got kind of like Scooby-Doo doors. But as you're going through the level, there'd be this giant Dr. Loboto. So this is a good example of, at this time we were thinking about there being blood gates that would kind of trap you in combat. We eventually moved away from this in Psychonauts 2, but at the time we were kind of like, well, how are we gonna keep the player confined to arenas in these kind of like open maps that you can just fall off the edge in and stuff like that? And so the idea at the time was, oh yeah, we'll have blood gates on the combat. Oh, and I should show off, because I don't know if we've done it in some other place, you can do a charged Psyblast and look at his face. So that's like the charge level that you would have received on that. Being able to charge up your Psyblast stuff later got moved to an upgrade that you could get for Psyblast. So yeah, so you'd be in here and you'd see like Dr. Loboto, he'd be taunting you during all this stuff. Let's go another one of these doors. So we'd come out up here, and now we're kind of looking at this space from another perspective. And now we've got Dr. Loboto that's got his arm, and we'd be learning about Charge Blast. Maybe I have to do a fully Charge Blast on him. Yeah. So we learn about Charged Psyblast, which was a core part of the functionality there. And we found Sasha. And now we do a Lev Ball tutorial. So like you'll see how a lot of these things have the characters that they're associated with, like Sasha for Psyblast, Mia for Lev Ball. are all kind of connected to what ended up shipping in the game, but the flow of the level is very different, and the kind of story and experience is very different. And I just thought it was something that's kind of like fun to see as a early version of Loboto. Again, a lot of the ideas ended up being in the shipping game, but oh wow, this was a fun bug we used to have. When you get teleported, your web ball thing would not work. Anyway, we don't have to go through the entirety of this level. I think you've kind of got the general idea. But it is, I think, interesting to see a really early white box level, and again, to see how like some ideas and character associations that are in the shipping game existed in this completely different white box layout. And that's that for the bonus version of the Cube of Calistoga.
Calistoga? Caligosto?
Caligosto! Cube of Caligosto! There you go. Cut that out.